very interesting Jalen Brunson update, and also there is a chance the New York Knicks go out and make a signing quite soon, and we are going to break this down. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as we always do. Guys, I miss doing some Knicks Digest videos. As we know, it's August. It's a dead time, but who cares? Jalen Brunson was recently named by ESPN as a player who many expect to see in the 2028 Olympics. As we all know, Brunson got injured. He had to get hand surgery, and that kind of put him out of the running for the 2024 Olympics. There's a chance he would not have made it either way, but it's completely understandable why he didn't play in these Olympics due to that injury. But all signs point to the man playing in the 2028 Olympics. As we all know, Brunson deserves it, and over the next 4 years, he's going to get a chance to lead the New York Knicks to their first title in over 50 years, as their last championship was in 1973, as we all know, meaning it is 51 years since the Knicks won a championship. And at this point, man, I mean, the amount of people who just have not seen one who are well older than me is crazy, and he's got a chance to do that, and I think if he does, it's a mortal lock that he'll be on the Olympics, but I really think that's going to be something that happens either way. Now, as mentioned by Kevin Pelton, given how little Tyrese Halliburton played at point guard during the Olympics, it's fair to wonder whether the U.S. would have been better off bringing in Jalen Brunson. Due to the injury, I'm not so sure about that personally, but as Pelton mentions, arguably Brunson's the best American player not in Paris, and just he's arguably the best American player in the NBA today. Brunson will be 31 in 2028, but his skill-based game should age well. Assuming Steph Curry does not return, which he already has said he's probably not going to, Jalen Brunson has a real shot at starting for the Olympics for USA next time around. Now, I think that Jalen Brunson will play in the Olympics, but I have a burning feeling that he probably won't start unless the Knicks do win a championship. Here's the deal with Jalen Brunson. People are so used to the whole LOL Knicks thing that they're going to go out of their way to be like, oh, no, he's probably not that good. He's on the Knicks. Because there's a lot of casuals in basketball, let's be real. And people are going to see that and be like, okay, well, Jalen Brunson's on the Knicks. The Knicks aren't actually good. They lost to the Indiana Pacers. But the entire team was injured, and that's unfortunate because the Pacers really aren't very good at all. They're actually, I think they're going to be the 8th seed next season. And when you look at where Jalen Brunson's career is going, he's had this meteoric rise late in his career, which means the surge might not be done. We could see him improve more. It wouldn't be the most shocking thing. This was his first year as an All-Star and an All-NBA player. Obviously, he deserves to be on the All-Star team the year prior, but he had a slower start because the Knicks were trying to figure out what was going on, and they didn't realize how good Jalen Brunson actually was. Now, obviously, they know. I do think we'll see Brunson next time in the Olympics. It just makes total sense to bring the man in. There's really no reason why he shouldn't be in it, and it feels like a lot of people are agreeing with that. Basketball Forever believes that he will be the starter along with Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, and Bam Adebayo, which is probably the best starting five you're going to get in 2028 when you look at that. It also rounds out with a guy like Ja Morant, who maybe will play. Tyrese will definitely be there. Jaylen Brown will probably be there. Chet Holmgren certainly will. And then Paolo Banchero, it's a maybe. He obviously has said he would play for the Team USA over Italy. And then along with maybe a guy like De'Aaron Fox, and they also mentioned Cooper Flagg, who will be in the NBA in year 3 and probably, well, real good. And also not on the Brooklyn Nets, to the Nets fan in our comments. He knows he's my guy, though. It's weird, but we just throw hate at each other. If you guys haven't checked out that Nets fan, the negative Nets fan, he's always in my comments hating. But it's okay because he's cool. He's all right. We give him a pass. But that's not the point of this. Essentially, a lot of people do believe that Jalen Brunson should be in the Olympics. Obviously, he probably should have been last time around had he not gotten injured. And the odds show that he is most likely going to be one of the guards selected. I mean, Devin Booker and Anthony Edwards are mortal locks. Tyrese Halliburton is almost a guarantee. And then outside of that, you got Jalen Brunson, you got Donovan Mitchell, you got Tyrese Maxey, Ja Morant, De'Aaron Fox, and then obviously the field, whoever is going to break out later who we're not aware of just yet as a guy who could be on the Olympics. You could take 5 guys, so there's 3 spots locked up. If you made me guess, I'd say it goes to Brunson and Donovan Mitchell. I think they're not only the 2 best guys on this list, though people are sleeping on how good both Ja Morant and Tyrese Maxey are. I just have a feeling they would go that way because Brunson and Donovan Mitchell are like, I don't want to it's hard to say this and not sound like I'm hating, but it's like they're bigger names, and obviously Ja Morant is a big name, but not always for the best reasons. And that kind of puts him in a weird spot where the NBA might be a little bit weary, even though this is years away and people will forget about the whole situation with him. I just feel like they're not going to want to put that out, considering what was going down, essentially. I'm not trying to. We all know what happened with Ja Morant. He wants to act like an idiot, and it's because he was a 22-year-old. So he was an idiot. I was just a 22-year-old a few months ago. We're idiots. I'm 23. Guess what? Still an idiot. So I don't think that's going to be a big deal, but down the line. But it might make the NBA a little weary of putting him out there. However, that is not all the news that we have for today, because along with what we were talking about with Brunson, the New York Knicks seem to be targeting a former player of theirs, and it is none other than the greatest Knick. Okay, no. It is none other than Ryan Arcidiacono. Now he's the final Infinity Stone of the Nova Knicks. Obviously, it's a little different because really the Infinity Stone was Mikal Bridges, but we brought him in, and now we're looking at one more guy, and that is Ryan Arcidiacono. I've said for a while I think the New York Knicks will work to bring him back. The Chuma Okeke signing is an Exhibit 10 deal, meaning that if he does not make the roster, he'll go play for the Knicks G League team, and I assume that is what's going to happen because the Knicks have two-way spots already taken between their rookies in Ariel Huckporty and in Kevin McCullough Jr. They have one more two-way spot open. I assume that goes to Dimitrios Kapitstev, I guess, or it's going to be Jacob Toppin. It's one of those two battling it out. The other one's just going to play for the Knicks G League team. That 15th man spot is still open. I have a feeling the Knicks are going to give it to Ryan Arcidiacono. With the way the Knicks like to keep things in-house, it would make total sense for them to bring him in. I wouldn't mind it, dude. I understand the point of, okay, well, you can't play the man. You can't play him. You can't play Ryan Arcidiacono. But very rarely does the 15th man get actual minutes throughout the season. It would take a plethora of injuries to so many different players. Now, obviously, the Knicks somehow almost had to manage that with the way the playoffs worked out. But it's unlikely that happens 2 years in a row. I mean, the Bucks had a ton of injuries and were never in dire need of Thanasis Antetokounmpo, who's their 15th man. I think there's a great argument that your 15th man actually should be kind of a guy who more than anything is there for good energy and good vibes. I think it makes more sense. We saw it work with Theo Pinson. We saw it work with Ryan Arcidiacono in the past. We know Tibbs loves him. He's kind of that extension of the coaching staff. It's just a good idea. I said this a year ago when it happened. Back then, we had my other co-host at the time of this, we had a back and forth on it in a group chat for a while, but shout out to Troy. What a time, guys. But yeah, this is the first video I've made since it's been a year since I did Knicks Digest. So congratulations to me. More importantly, thank you to all you guys for tuning in for all these years. But yes, the New York Knicks are interested in Ryan Arcidiacono, and I'm aware I said all these years after I said it's my 1 year anniversary. But as I said earlier, I am an idiot, as we all know. Now, some people might not like that I'm using Big Nick energy right now, but the guy is tapped in. And he did mention the New York Knicks are reportedly exploring options to integrate Ryan Arcidiacono into the roster ahead of next season. He's a former Villanova standout, as we all know. Previously played with the Knicks 2 prior seasons. Got traded at the deadline both times for the sole purpose of they needed to make salary work. It had nothing to do with Ryan Arcidiacono outside of that salary. And the Knicks are said to be considering various strategies to bring him back into the fold. So it's important to know that, honestly, they're looking at Arcidiacono. I'm almost certain they're going to end up going with him. It just feels like the direction that they like to move in. They like to make this family business, and Ryan Arcidiacono is part of that family, so I absolutely think that'll pan out. I want to hear from you guys, though. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Guys, live stream coming at 6:30, so this is going to drop around 3 hours prior to the live stream. We're going to get on here. We're going to talk, hopefully for longer next time, depending on if I have more technical difficulties. Though we'll see. That was really, I'm not even going to lie, guys. I have an outlet right there that, just doesn't work sometimes. And that's what happened last time around. But that's not the point. Who cares, guys? Have a great day. Go Knicks.